You're watching Traders Morning Setups with Dex the ALGO Capitalist. Dex created his pulse wave price trigger reports over 2 decades ago, and he's been using them to ride the pulse waves as a full-time trader ever since. Find out more about Dex's reports and sign up for our next webinar to learn how to use them at pulsewavetrading.com.
Good morning. It's time for another morning show of yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from pulsewavetrading.com, home of the world famous Pulse Wave Price Trigger Reports. All right, let's jump right into these markets. So the opening bell has rung. So let's take a look at how things shaped up overnight and how we're starting this morning. First of all, we have the U.S. dollar index up 23 pips at 104.29. We have the euro down 16 pips at 107.73. And the pound sterling is down 35 pips at 125.97. And the Aussie is off 29 pips at 64.97. The Bitcoin futures is up 800, trading at 45,210. We have Ethereum futures down 22.5 points at 24.32. Crude oil futures up $1.40 a barrel this morning, trading at $75.25. Then we have nat gas off 2 pennies, trading at $1.94. Unbelievable that the market has dropped below $2. And this is the winter. This is the time where the market is supposed to, be bullish and be rallying and hitting new highs every week because of the bone chilling temperatures. But that has not been the case, and we have not really had bone chilling temperatures like we normally do. So something else has been going on. I know some people like to attribute that to, global warming, global cooling, climate change, man-made climate change. Who knows? But that's what people are looking at. So we have to go with what the market is telling us. And right now it's telling us that for the most part, that's what it is. And it looks like we're going to have an early spring. The markets, you can see the weather's trying to break out in certain places. So perhaps that will continue to put pressure on the nat gas, and perhaps we're going down to visit that 150 support from long ago. Looking at gold futures, they're off $5.40 an ounce, trading at $2,045.80 per ounce. We have silver futures up 17 cents at $22.53 per ounce. We have copper down 3 pennies at $3.69. Dow futures up 14 points at 38,788. E-mini S&P 500 futures down 2 1/4, trading at 5,013. Hard to believe that S&P 500 has broken 5,000 all-time highs, contract highs. E-mini Nasdaq 100 is up 6 3/4 points at 17,849 1/4. And we have the Russell My Hustle up 1.1 points at 1958.60. Then we have the soybeans just volatile as ever. This morning, now it's up 11 cents, trading at $12 a bushel even. We have corn up a penny a bushel, trading at $4.35 a bushel. And then we have wheat down 7 cents, trading at $5.94 a bushel after breaking $6. So now it's moving back the other way. For the most part, it seems that a majority of markets are just stuck in a sideways channel, sideways trading, trying to digest all of the global events and news that's happening. We have economic news, we have war drums beating, we just have so much going on. So the markets are just trying to, determine what's really the truth, what's really going on here. Xi Jinping fired the boss of China's top market regulator as Beijing tries to put an end to a recent stock market rout. And did you know that Apple Vision Pro is $3,500? That's just for one headset. And the ex-banker behind the Instagram meme account that dominates Wall Street's rumor mill. TV's new era. The Super Bowl is still a few days away, but something even more impactful to the world of sports is already underway. ESPN, Warner Brothers, and Fox announced plans this week for a new sports streaming service set to launch this fall. Again, another app, another streaming thing that you're going to have to pay. And the to be named streamer could ultimately append how you watch TV. Live sports have long been TV's crown jewel. They justify paying for a TV bundle with channels you mostly don't watch. The new streaming service, which includes access to networks like ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, Fox, and FS1, changes that equation by breaking off the most valuable pieces of the bundle. That could put an end to cable TV as we know it. Of course, it's still early days. We don't even know the price, although it will reportedly be around $50 a month. Reactions are starting to pour in as paid TV companies and sports leagues digest news they didn't get much advance notice of. Very interesting. So, who are the biggest winners and losers from this deal? We're talking about sports, right? So, games on YouTube TV, for example, are noticeably delayed compared to cable TV broadcasts. If this new service has latency issues, will people be less likely to place live wagers? Although some view the streamers as a big opportunity. Well, here's some of the winners. Media business nerds will probably like this because think about it. You're going to take a sports bundle out of a pay TV bundle. Weird, right? Some people think that consumers will be the winners because you can debate how much of a market there is for this new streamer, but choice is generally a great thing, especially when the default is the ever worsening world of cable TV. Fox, of course, will win big because it's a smaller company than ESPN and Warner Brothers Discovery and won't make sense for its own streamer. This gives it a chance to bundle with the bigger dogs to reach streaming viewers it probably couldn't have otherwise. As far as the losers in some of this, well, NFL fans. Following America's most popular sports already requires fans to navigate 4 broadcast channels, a couple of cable channels, and Amazon Prime Video. This new package, which will include about half of the nationally televised games, adds yet another thing to keep track of. As far as other losers in this will be the cable news people, because if this is the start of the long journey of sports splitting off from the cable bundle, TV news has to start figuring out its post-cable future. The clock is ticking, and of course, Comcast and Paramount come out as losers on this because they were left out and may now face pressure to figure out their own strategies for sports streaming. And it's funny because, you know, sports has become the new WWF, you know? We know that it's scripted. I don't want to say it's rigged. I'll say it's scripted. So sports has become basically a soap opera. All right. Players get scripts and they're told, what to do. And the winners of the games are already determined for the most part, especially the big games like Super Bowls and playoffs and things like that. NBA finals, all that stuff. Everything's scripted. All right. To squeeze out more money from people. Now, if you doubt this, all you have to do is take a look at the way the business model works for Las Vegas casinos, all right? And you know that it's rigged mathematically so that the house always wins in the long run, right? Well, the only reason why you're able to go and sit there all day and play slot machines and play blackjack and all that is because it is quote unquote rigged against you. All right. It has to be in order for them to make money and have a profit for you to sit there and play and give you the opportunity to possibly win something. Well, sports is the same way. Now that sports betting has become a thing, remember when you have some of the greatest sports players of all time had got into a lot of trouble because they were caught betting on their games and things like that, and they got ostracized for it. But now it's okay as long as the corporate overlords control the mechanism. See, everything's legal while the governing body gets to control it and walk away with the lion's share of the profits. All right. So that's why sports betting has become legalized. You couldn't do it at first. You never saw sports betting being advertised on TV and mainstream media. There were no apps for this back in the 1980s and 70s and 90s. No. All right. And it was illegal and you couldn't do it. Now it's legal because everybody gets a piece of the pie. Things are always legal when the government gets its share. And that's what that is. So now whenever you're gonna legalize gambling, is because gambling is, like I said, a rigged, controlled environment where the house always wins. All right. So that's why they're allowing it. It's being allowed now because they know that the enormous profit potential is over the top. Also, there are addictive qualities to gambling. Some people are prone to become, addicts, and when that happens, the house makes even more money because now that person who is addicted is going to do whatever they got to do to get money to go and play the slot machines one more time or blackjack or whatever it is, roulette wheel, whatever. All right, so they have themselves a captive audience and lifetime customers, and they know this. All right, so they're going to do whatever they got to do to continue to make this thing a bigger profit success. And this is just one more step in that direction. I mean, sports betting. And the irony of them using athletes to actually advertise and push sports betting, which is even funnier. And then they use celebrities to push it. Come on, man. And they know the worse the global economy gets, the more desperate people will become, the more likely they are to try their hand at sports betting and open up a sports betting account on one of these apps and try their luck. Think about it. It's always been that way. And they know this. They're selling you dreams. You can make it big. You can hit the lottery. It always saddens me when I go to the store and I see the long line for people purchasing lottery tickets because they feel so desperate that this is their only hope of coming out of their impoverished state. They think they have to take their hard-earned money at their minimum wage dead-end jobs and purchase lottery tickets and scratch-off cards. And those scratch-off cards are like $20 a piece, man. And they're blowing their paycheck on this because they say this is the only opportunity I have. And the devilishness of it is this. Every once in a while they'll win something. And that just adds more fuel to the fire. See, I won 3 times last week. So the outcome in their mind is if I continue this way, eventually I will hit it. And I will win big. And I won't have to work this dead end minimum wage job anymore. That's what it is. So it's really sad. And that's when society really escalates downhill, is when you start putting up casinos. And if you think about it, casinos have been going up. States that are looking at bankruptcy have been able to stave off bankruptcy by building casinos. States that would have never agreed to putting a casino in their state because they know what happens. Now they've been doing it. It's been a race. It's been a push to do it. And you know what that does. You put a casino and look at what happens. It's surrounded by drug addicts and all types of quote unquote degenerate behavior. It comes with the territory. All right, Sin City. That's what you're looking at. All right, or should I say Liberty City? All right, you're looking at GTA 5, except for instead of just being limited to Las Vegas, it's in all 50 states. Leon Cooperman sounds off on stocks being too expensive, Elon's salary, and more. The billionaire investor said the S&P 500's price-to-earnings ratio is too high. He's not suggesting a full-blown recession, but he does expect stocks to slide this year. NYCB stock crash is an example of the risk of growing too fast as a bank. The Long Island-based bank acquired assets from the defunct Signature Bank that pushed it above a threshold that requires more stringent regulations. The irony is that if it wasn't for the regional banking crisis, New York Community Bank Corp may never have triggered the $100 billion asset threshold at all. China fired its top financial watchdog. Securities Regulatory Commission boss Yi Human was ousted after a high-profile meeting with leader Xi Jinping in Beijing is trying to put an end to a stock market rout that's wiped out over $6 trillion in valuation since the start of 2021. Everything you get when you buy the $3,500 Apple Vision Pro. Yeah, it comes with 7 accessories, a soft cover, and a battery pack, among other things. Tech layoffs are way down from last year. Why does it still feel so grim? Well, this year's cuts are far less than in 2023, which saw more than 20,000 jobs eliminated in a matter of months. Still, there are small continual layoffs by many tech companies this year, making it feel like a constant stream of bad news. Microsoft is rolling out a generative AI tool to employees. The tech giant is bringing its workers up to speed with its Microsoft 365 Copilot product, according to an internal message viewed. It also hosted a hackathon in a bid to get more developers to use AI. Who is behind Liquidity? When Liquidity's Instagram page launched in 2017, it was just supposed to be a funny meme account. In the years since, the account's followers and industry influence grew, as did its owner's ambitions. So how much private equity employees are making? Well, if you take a look at the U.S. Office of Foreign Labor Certification to determine how much top firms like Blackstone, Apollo, KKR, and Bain Capital are paying their employees, well, analysts at KKR, for example, can earn a base salary of up to $150,000 a year. Disney takes a W. Disney posted better than expected earnings Wednesday, driving its shares up 7% in pre-market trading. The entertainment giant also announced a $1.5 billion bet on Fortnite maker Epic Games and an exclusive deal to stream Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. It feels like returning CEO Bob Iger is back on top. And in other news, in a leaked email, Amazon's healthcare boss tells employees not to believe speculation about its business one day after announcing layoffs. The British monarchy has never been more vulnerable to destruction, and Tesla is reportedly asking managers to identify which roles are most important in and a sign layoffs may be coming. Here's what's happening today in earnings. We got Pinterest and ConocoPhillips, among others. And the U.S. Supreme Court will hear a case to decide whether Donald Trump is eligible to run for president. They've been doing everything in their power to make sure this man cannot run. And here's my thing. If these career politicians have been doing such a wonderful job, why do they care if Donald Trump runs, or even Donald Duck for that matter? Why would you fear such a person? Oh, I know. It's because you know that if you have to run against that person, you will lose because the king has no clothes. People can see that the current establishment has failed the American people. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of being exposed as inadequate and incompetent. That's right. The current administration, the people that you all voted for, is incompetent. They have failed you in every aspect. It's either they're incompetent or they're just incredible evil for allowing these things to happen or making them happen. So which is it? Is the current establishment that you voted for evil, or are they incompetent? Go ahead and type your response in the comment section. Just type evil if you believe they're evil, or type incompetent if you think they're incompetent. Those are the only two options you have, because again, they have failed on every level. And I'm assure you that, unfortunately, the same people will be voted right back in office again. It doesn't matter if Trump runs or not. It's just the way it is. All right, folks, you know what this is. The system works if you work the system. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.